Suppose now all the women in this country say, I will only go to a court where there is a woman. You say now gender balance in every court. That means for any time there is a case in court, there has to be two. So you can imagine if it is me and my wife, God forbid, that we are going before the judicial officer. So my wife will say, me, I'll only talk to a female judge, and you talk to a male judge. I think we'll be creating a problem. In my view, we'll be creating a problem. I think here what we should do is address the problem. As the Qadi said here, I think once people know their rights, the judicial officer is there to apply the law, administer justice. If you feel aggrieved, then there is a recourse for you. But when you talk now about we want to balance the courts, then we have to begin from the Supreme Court down to the magistrate courts, yes, and make sure that in every court there are two. So a female litigant will go looking for a female judge. And if you are allocated, if your case is taken before a male judge, you say, no, 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 I think we are going to disrupt the judiciary. Here I think we should look at the problem and try to solve that problem, because judicial officers are there. They are bound by their oath of office to apply justice equally, regardless of the gender of the person. But we are talking about making the atmosphere friendly. You know, we want to make the atmosphere or the environment within the Qadi's courts friendly without disrupting the judiciary, without also disrupting, for example, the Qadi's courts. The substantive law applied there is Islamic law. So without being in conflict also with the sentiments of the religion. That's what we are saying.
But what happens to the assistance that we have lobbied for, the women assistance? The Judicial Service Commission, if they do agree, like he said, that SUBCAM and or the Majlis Ulama don't play a part in this, it is entirely upon the judiciary, the Judicial Service Commission, to appoint women assistants. Now, can we have women assistants? We're not asking for female Qadis, but we need women assistants in the Qadi's courts. I
think the Qadi's answer was very clear. The employer here is the Judicial Service Commission.
Yes.
But the people who are lobbying for that are the stakeholders, right, the people who stand to benefit from that. Yes. That is the Muslim community. They are the consumers of the services in the Qadi's courts. And I think he said clearly, we cannot pin down a particular Muslim body, but it's the entire Muslim community, because they are the consumers of the services of the Qadi's courts. But the final word will be from the judiciary, so the Judicial Service Commission.
It is us to push it's the Judicial Service Commission at the end of the day to decide whether they want to keep their women as assistants.
I wish this discussion would be coming after my presentation, because I wanted to give examples like in Mombasa, where the seat of the former Chief Qadi was or is now. You find that among the employees of the Qadi's courts, there is a lady. And sometimes women go there, instead of being referred to the male secretaries, they are referred to the female secretaries to talk to her. She's not interfering in any way with the presiding officer, but she is assisting this woman to explain herself and also place her case. Yes, that's what we are talking about. A person who can, not another judicial presiding officer.
Has to be the
I think that is what you're talking about.
Can I ask? Yeah, sure.
Qadi, the impression that I have of the Qadi's courts, maybe the Qadis who came before you, and when you inherited the present court in its present system, maybe you noticed it was extremely weak and inefficient. Is for dispute resolution, it's a very good forum for Muslims. Is your ruling in any dispute, can it be overruled, whatever sentence you decide, can it be overruled by a civilian court?
Yes, that is the system. That is what the Constitution says. Any appeal from a subordinate court, which includes the Qadi's court, it has to go to the High Court. And the High Court judge will be hearing and ruling. He can overrule what the subordinate court, which includes the Qadi's court, if the High Court judge says fit in that. And there is always there is a section which provides that in any Qadi's appeal at the High Court level, then a Chief Qadi or other two Qadis sit with the High Court judge as assessors.
Yes, because I believe that you are the most qualified, most highly qualified of the Qadis that we've ever had. Because in the past, the rulings that they made against women, they were laughable. One woman who was legally married to a man and came and complained in a Qadi's court that he's brought another woman into the house, and the Qadi said, go home and learn to live with her. Islam gives him the right to bring a woman into the house whenever he feels like, as long as he has 4. So this is what he said. Now, what would be the caliber of the Qadi, if he can say that?
A Qadi has to be, a graduate of any
Islamic
school.
jurisprudence.
Yes, in Islamic jurisprudence. That is the minimum requirement. The entry point, you have to be a graduate holding a degree in Islamic law. That is one. And as far the current constitution doesn't provide or doesn't give the chief Qadi to be the appellate Qadi. It is only the High Court judge who presides and signs whatever he or she will find.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yada?
Excuse me. Your weight can be put over to the judiciary so that you could talk to them and say that we need a personal female assistant. Would that weight really carry? Could you carry that weight together with you to the I hope you get to the judiciary service?
Will a letter be...
Will your word of mouth have that Muslim power and say, okay,
Yes.
I need a lady here as well
For
to
the
assist
women
me,
litigants.
a young lady who's learned, and can assist us, the women who have difficulties in their lives.
Yeah, as I said, so far there is no that section which provides that there should be a female assistant in every Qadi's court. It is now up to us, all of us as Muslims
Yes.
or as Kenyans. Let's lobby for that. If the Judicial Service Commission will hear that and accept it, then they will take it to the Parliament. They have to amend or they have to enact a law which will be, very useful in future. As I said, it is up to the Muslim community, the entire Kenya Muslim community. It is their right to speak out and it is their right to be heard. So let us say, and let's, the concerned people hear us.
I have just one question, last question for you. The Qadi's courts and the common law. There is an option that we understand that if you don't want to submit to the jurisdiction of the Qadi's courts, you have an option to take the common law without, becoming a non-Muslim. There is that controversial thing going on. Now, if a woman feels that she is not getting justice from the Qadi's courts, does she have the option now? Then what is the point of us Muslims having these Qadi's courts for us if we have an option where justice is available rather than, I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you, because there are men will never stop marrying more than one woman. It is ordained by God. It is not my law or your law.
No, it is permitted. Just say permitted.
It
It's
is
not ordained. It is just permitted.
It is permitted to marry,
Not ordained.
okay, it is permitted to marry more than one wife, right? So what happens to the other women then? Because if there is the first wife and if the man dies and she is now looking for just, inheritance issues, and she is in the High Court and says, okay, I will now go to the High Court, I don't need to go to the Qadi's courts because of material extra wealth I will get from the High Court, and what happens to those other 3 women who are also widows and would be probably having children as orphans? Aren't we going to do injustice to them?
The option is even, a blessing to